What invention is still relevant but has lost its original purpose? Play-Doh. It was originally intended to be a soot remover for wallpaper where a coal fireplace was installed. Electric pen invented by Edison are now tattoo machines. There are several drugs that would make the list. This is, of course, cocaine as a painkiller and Viagra for heart problems. Heroin was originally advertised as an addiction-free alternative to opium. Also, Bayer introduced it as a toothache reliever for children in 1898. Bubble wrap. It was made to be a textured wallpaper. Wait, really? High-heeled shoes. They were originally for men and used for horse riding, as the heels were supposed to keep the feet more secure in the stirrups. Also used by butchers so they didn't stand in blood. Now they're just fancy women's shoes. I like to picture cowboys wearing 6-inch stilettos. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Kleenex. Its original purpose was to act as insulation in gas masks during the First World War. After the war, its parent company advertised it as a way to remove makeup. Super glue, I think it was originally an instant suture in med kits for soldiers in Vietnam. Cyanoacrylate, active ingredient in super glue, is still used as medical glue. You can buy this medical grade stuff on Amazon. Microwave transmitters were originally created to transmit radar signals in the Second World War. When a worker noticed that being near the transmitter melted a candy bar in his pocket, it led to the development of the microwaves that we use in our homes today. Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper were originally marketed as medicine and health tonics. I think Coca-Cola used to contain actual coca. People got seriously addicted, and the backlash when it was removed was impressive. Also, Irn Brew, a Scottish soft drink, was originally marketed as a health tonic because of the large amount of iron in the drink. Listerine mouthwash. It used to be a floor cleaner. It created the mouthwash market. That's probably why the tip of my tongue burns. Paintball guns. They were originally called paintball markers and were invented as a way for loggers and park rangers to mark trees for trimming and cutting down without having to walk up to each tree with spray paint or something. A couple of dudes who were using them started shooting at each other for fun, and paintball as a sport was born. In fact, some people still call them markers to avoid the stigma some associate with the word gun. Hitachi Magic Wand. It was originally intended as a massager. Hitachi still explicitly sells it as a massager and nothing else. By the way, they didn't intend so many satisfied customer. Nalgene bottles. The plastic water bottles that are popular with hikers, campers, and other outdoor activity folks were originally created for use as medical or scientific lab equipment as a lighter, shatterproof alternative to glass. They're still really good for that. I use a Nalgene bottle in my lab as an alcohol transfer for manufacturing lenses. Can't tell you how many times I've dropped it and said, thank God it's a Nalgene. Those things are awesome. MTV, also known as music television. Now it's mostly not about music. Also, Discovery and National Geographic are now hard to find relevant shows there. Jägermeister used to be a cough and cold medicine to help keep mountain climbers in the Alps warm. To be fair, it still can keep you warm, and it still tastes like cough medicine. Aspartame, sweetener. Aspartame was discovered in 1965 by James M. Schlatter. Schlatter had synthesized aspartame as an intermediate step in generating a tetrapeptide for use in assessing anti-ulcer drugs. He discovered its sweet taste when he licked his finger contaminated with aspartame. What a crazy guy, licking his fingers in a chemistry lab. Duct tape, meant to cover holes in ammo boxes so the ammo doesn't get wet. And now I use it to put my 1998 Camry back together so it runs for another 10 years. The best man at a wedding was the best swordsman the groom could afford. If anyone objected to the wedding, the best man would duel him. The honeymoon lasted a whole month after the wedding, where the bride's father would supply the groom with all the mead he could drink. Cotton buds, not meant for ears but for cleaning bacteria and removing dust. Antidepressants, it was found on accident in a study searching for medicine for epilepsy. At the same time, finasteride is a cure against male pattern baldness, which started out as a cure against the enlargement of the prostate, but is still being used for this. Perhaps phones. They're hardly used for making phone calls anymore. Menstrual pads. They were invented to soak up blood in bullet wounds. After the war, Kotex had several hundred tons left over and found that nurses had been using them as feminine hygiene. For every pipe cleaner that actually cleans a pipe, 500,000 get twisted into children's art projects. Your car's indicator or blinker. It is supposed to let other drivers know your need to turn or change lanes. It is not intended to tell drivers to cut you off or close the gap. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Thanks a lot for your donations.